Hello, today is Good Friday. 2,000 years ago, on that very first Good Friday, the King of Heaven was crucified. He was hanged on a rough wooden cross on a rocky hillside outside the holy city of Jerusalem. He was exposed to all the elements where any passerby could mock, humiliate, and abuse him. As a young Christian in my late teens and early 20s, I often wondered why it was called Good Friday. The story is recorded in Mark chapter 15, beginning at verse 33. At the 6th hour, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? When some of those standing near heard this, they said, Listen, he's calling Elijah. One man ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a stick, and offered it to Jesus to drink. Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down, he said. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion who stood there in front of Jesus heard his cry and saw how he died, he said, Surely this man was the Son of God. Some women were watching from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James the younger, and of Joses and Salome. In Galilee, these women had followed him and cared for his needs. Many other women who had come up with him to Jerusalem were also there. As he hung upon the cross, all the powers of darkness encircled him, baying for his blood. This is described in what are called the Messianic Psalms. And in Psalm 22, in Psalm 18, first of all, we read these words, beginning at verse 4. The cords of death entangled me. The torrents of destruction overwhelmed me. The cords of the grave coiled around me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. From his temple he heard my voice. My cry came before him into his ears. And again, in Psalm 22, beginning at verse 12. Many bulls surround me. Strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions, tearing their prey, open their mouths wide against me. I'm poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart has turned to wax. It has melted away within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men has encircled me. They have been pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. The people stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. But you, O Lord, be not far off. O my strength, come quickly to help me. As he hung upon a cross, darkness covered the earth. It wasn't a natural darkness, such as when the sun goes down at dusk, or when there's an eclipse of the sun. It was a thick, cloying, impenetrable, terrifying darkness. And as he willingly gave up his life, the light of the world was extinguished. but he had committed his life into the hands of a faithful Creator who rescued him from the jaws of hell and gave the victory over the devil and made a public display of them. The light of the world was reignited and thus ushered in a new age, the age of the gospel of light that would extend into all the world, bringing forgiveness, restoration, and salvation. No wonder they call it Good Friday.